Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So you just got your lab results back, you're scanning through them and you see it, uric acid high. What's the first thing that pops into your head? Probably something like, oh great, do I have to give up all my favorite foods now? Is my big toe going to start killing me? Am I getting gout? If you think the only consequence of high uric acid is getting that rich man's disease called gout, I'm going to ask you to pause right here and watch this video until the very end, because I need to share a health truth with you that's incredibly dangerous, yet most people have absolutely no idea about: that throbbing pain in your joint. That's just your body giving you a painful warning, a surface level lesson. The truly life-threatening stuff, it's the damage happening silently without you feeling a thing. We're talking about your kidneys getting quietly destroyed and even your risk of a sudden life-altering stroke going through the roof. High uric acid has quietly become the fourth major silent killer, right alongside high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and high blood sugar. It doesn't just form crystal-like shards in your joints that feel like walking on broken glass, causing pain that's almost unbearable. It also clogs up your kidneys like sediment building up in a pipe, slowly leading to kidney failure. And to make matters worse, it directly damages your blood vessel walls, making them stiff and brittle, which dramatically increases the risk of a deadly blood clot or a heart attack at any moment. Okay, take a deep breath. I know this sounds scary, but we are not powerless against this enemy today. We're going to completely strip away the mystery around uric acid. I'm not only going to help you identify the biggest dietary offenders that are spiking your levels, but I'm also going to introduce you to an unlikely superhero that's probably sitting in your kitchen right now. It's incredibly cheap, you see it everywhere, and it could be a powerful ally in helping you fight high uric acid and protect your heart and blood vessels. What is this everyday ingredient, and how can you eat it, and what else can you do to flush that excess uric acid completely out of your system? Let's break it all down clearly over the next few minutes. To beat an enemy, you first have to understand the enemy. A lot of people only know the name uric acid, but where does it actually come from and why does it get too high? What is high uric acid? Really think of your body like a massive chemical factory that never stops running. The factory needs raw materials to operate. Some of those raw materials come from the food we eat. Others come from the natural breakdown of the factory's own equipment, in this case, the normal turnover of our body's cells. During this process, a substance called purines is created. Purines are the sole raw material used to make uric acid. Your liver is the processing plant that takes these purines and turns them into uric acid. So uric acid itself is actually a normal byproduct of your metabolism. It's not a toxin on its own. So where does the problem start? It all comes down to a simple balancing act between production and disposal. Your body has a highly efficient waste management system. Your kidneys. The vast majority of uric acid is filtered out of your blood by your kidneys and sent out through your urine. Under normal conditions, your body produces exactly as much uric acid as your kidneys can remove, and your blood levels stay within a stable, safe range. High uric acid, which we doctors call hyperuricemia, happens when that balance is broken, and there are only two reasons for this. One, overproduction. You're consuming too many purine-rich raw materials, things like seafood, red meat, organ meats, or rich concentrated broths. Your liver processing plant has to work overtime, churning out uric acid way faster than your waste management system can possibly handle. Two, under excretion, your waste management system, your kidneys aren't functioning properly, or something is interfering with them. Alcohol is a classic example of an interferer. It competes with uric acid for the same exit channels in your kidneys, causing uric acid to get backed up and trapped in your body. When uric acid builds up more and more in your blood, reaching higher and higher concentrations, that's when you develop hyperuricemia. Now, saying high uric acid is the root of many health problems is not an exaggeration. Its damage comes in three levels, and each one is more serious than the last. First, the pain, joint destruction, gout. This is the most direct and well-known consequence. When uric acid in your blood becomes saturated enough, It can start to crystallize and form deposits, especially in areas with lower temperature and slower blood flow, like your big toe, ankle, or knee. You can imagine countless tiny needle-sharp shards of glass grinding away inside your joint space, scraping against your cartilage and synovium. That pain is intense. Absolutely unbearable. That's an acute gout attack. Over time, these crystals build up more and more, forming lumpy deposits called toffee. These toffee can erode your bone, leading to permanent joint deformity and loss of function, making it incredibly difficult to walk. Second, the silent attack, kidney damage. If gout is the physical pain on the surface, the damage to your kidneys is an attack on the very foundation of your life. Your kidneys are the main organ for excreting uric acid, which also makes them the main target of its damage. Those excess urate crystals settle like sediment, constantly depositing in the tiny tubes and tissues of your kidneys, directly clogging them up and destroying their filtering function. Over time, this can lead to chronic kidney disease, form painful kidney stones. What's even scarier is that this damage happens silently. Many people don't realize anything is wrong until they develop serious symptoms like blood in their urine, severe swelling, or even progress to kidney failure where they need lifelong dialysis to stay alive. By then, it's often too late to reverse. Third, the hidden threat, stroke and heart disease. This is the most hidden and deadly level of all. In the past, we always thought of the big three: high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and high blood sugar as the main causes of heart disease and stroke. But now more and more research confirms that high uric acid, this fourth major risk factor, is an independent and powerful danger on its own. So how does it trigger a stroke? One, it directly damages blood vessel walls. Urate crystals directly irritate and damage the innermost layer of your blood vessels, the endothelial cells, making what should be a smooth surface rough and pitted. Two, it promotes plaque formation. Once the vessel wall is damaged, bad cholesterol in your blood has an easier time sticking and building up, like grime accumulating on a rough wall, forming atherosclerosis plaques. Three, it increases inflammation in your vessels. High uric acid triggers a chronic, low-grade inflammatory response throughout your body, making your blood vessels stiff, brittle, and less elastic. Four, then the trigger: when these unstable plaques suddenly rupture or break off under the force of blood flow, they can form a blood clot. If that clot blocks a vessel in your heart, it's a heart attack. If it travels to your brain, it's a stroke. This pathway from high uric acid to a stroke is long, but every single step is real. We absolutely cannot take this lightly. Now that we understand where high uric acid comes from and just how dangerous it can be, controlling it at the source becomes our top priority. The following three categories of foods, please put them on your dietary blacklist. Blacklist 1, seafood and long-simmered broths. Seafood is well known for being high in purines. I'm specifically talking about shellfish like clams, oysters, scallops, and mussels, crustaceans like crab, lobster, and shrimp, and certain types of fish like sardines, anchovies, mackerel, and fish roe. But beyond the seafood itself, you also need to be very careful with long-simmered broths. Whether it's fish soup, meat soup, chicken soup, or hot pot broth, after hours of cooking, a massive amount of purines from the ingredients dissolves right into the liquid. A lot of people think drinking the broth is healthy and nourishing, but for someone with high uric acid, drinking the broth is far more harmful than eating the meat itself. Blacklist 2, red meat and organ meats. Red meats like beef, pork, and lamb already have a moderate to high purine content, but organ meats like liver, kidney, brain, heart, and intestines are on another level entirely, because these are the metabolic organs of the animal. They have very dense cell content and sky-high purine levels. They're basically purine bombs. If you love offal or enjoy gnawing on bones with rich marrow, you really need to exercise restraint. Blacklist 3, alcohol and sugary drinks. Any type of alcohol can raise uric acid, but beer is the worst offender. It not only contains alcohol, but the yeast used in brewing is itself packed with purines. It's a double hit. And then there are sugary drinks. This is the hidden killer that a lot of people completely overlook. Sodas, fruit juices, sweetened teas, and other beverages are loaded with high fructose corn syrup or other sugars. When your body metabolizes that much fructose, it directly speeds up the production of uric acid. So if you don't drink alcohol, please don't replace it with sugary drinks thinking they're safe. Now, cutting back on certain foods doesn't mean you can't eat anything. Eating smart, choosing the right foods can actually help you fight high uric acid. Here are several foods that help control uric acid. They're like secret weapons in your kitchen, and I want you to include them in your daily diet. The number one secret weapon is onions. Yes, this humble vegetable is a true champion for lowering uric acid. Why onions? They contain a powerful bioactive compound called quercetin. Quercetin has two core superpowers. First superpower, it slows down production. Quercetin effectively inhibits the activity of an enzyme in your body called xanthine oxidase. This enzyme is the key machine that produces uric acid. When that machine slows down, your uric acid production naturally decreases. Second superpower, it helps with excretion. Quercetin has a mild diuretic effect, which helps your kidneys more efficiently flush out the excess uric acid in your blood. Beyond quercetin, onions are also rich in a compound that helps relax your blood vessels and lower blood pressure for your blood vessels, which are already under threat from high uric acid. That's an added bonus. How should you eat onions for the best effect? Eating them raw gives you the most benefit. Try adding thinly sliced raw onion to salads or sandwiches. If the spicy kick is too much for you, a quick stir fry or adding them to soups is still excellent. Think onion omelets or a hearty vegetable beef soup. I recommend aiming for about 50 to 100 grams a day, roughly half to one whole small onion. Beyond onions, there are four more powerful allies for lowering uric acid. One, celery. Like onions, it has a diuretic effect that helps flush out uric acid. Two, cherries rich in anthocyanins, which are excellent at reducing inflammation and have been shown to significantly lower the risk of gout attacks. Three, low-fat dairy. Milk and yogurt contain casein protein, which research shows can actually help promote the excretion of uric acid. Four, vitamin C-rich fruits and vegetables. Think bell peppers, broccoli, and kiwis. Vitamin C has been shown to help lower uric acid levels. Friends, managing high uric acid is a long-term commitment. It's a lifestyle transformation beyond the foods you eat. The following two things are even more important. First, drink enough water. Plain water is your best uric acid lowering medicine. Please remember this clearly. No single food can compare to drinking enough water. Why is water so critical? Dilution. Plenty of water dilutes your blood, lowering the concentration of uric acid, so it's less likely to form those sharp crystals. Flushing. The more you drink, the more urine your body produces. Each time you urinate, you're giving your body a thorough cleanse. Flushing out the uric acid dissolved in your urine. How much should you drink, and how? For most adults without heart or kidney problems, I recommend aiming for no less than 2,000 milliliters of fluid a day. That's about 8 to 10 8-ounce glasses. And don't wait until you feel thirsty to chug a lot at once. Instead, sip water consistently throughout the day. Aim for a glass every 1 to 2 hours. What should you drink? Plain water is the absolute best choice. Unsweetened tea is fine too, but please avoid using sugary drinks as a substitute for water. Second, get your body moving. Exercise is your metabolic engine. Movement is life. That saying holds true for managing uric acid as well. Why is exercise so effective? Regular physical activity helps you manage your weight and improves your overall metabolism and insulin sensitivity. All of these directly contribute to lowering uric acid levels. What kind of exercise? I recommend moderate. Steady state activities you can sustain. Think brisk walking, light jogging, swimming, cycling, or even Tai Chi. What to avoid? Try to avoid intense, high intensity anaerobic exercise that leaves you drenched in sweat, especially if you're not hydrating well. That kind of workout can cause rapid fluid loss, which may actually concentrate your blood and trigger a gout attack. How often? Aim for at least 5 times a week, with each session lasting 30 minutes or more. All right, we've covered a lot about the truth behind high uric acid today to make it easier for you to follow through in your daily life. I've summarized everything into 6 key points. Feel free to save this or share it with friends and family who might need it. Point one, understand the core dangers of high uric acid. Please don't think high uric acid only causes painful gout attacks for a few days. Its truly life-threatening dangers are silently damaging your kidneys, leading to kidney stones and kidney failure and directly corroding your blood vessel walls, which can suddenly trigger a stroke or heart attack. Point two, understand the root cause of high uric acid. Hyperuricemia comes down to only two reasons. One, overproduction, you're eating too many purines, the raw materials that make uric acid. Two, under excretion, your kidneys aren't working properly, or substances like alcohol are blocking the exit channels, causing uric acid to build up in your blood. Point three, remember your dietary blacklist. Avoid three major food categories. One, seafood and long simmered broths, especially shellfish, crustaceans, and any broth, bone broth, or hot pot base that's been cooked for hours. The purine content in the liquid is extremely high. Drinking the broth is worse than eating the meat. Two, red meat and organ meats. Cut back on beef, pork, and lamb. Organ meats like liver, kidney, brain, and intestines are purine bombs. It's best to avoid them. Three, alcohol and sugary drinks. Beer is a double threat with purines from both alcohol and yeast. Fruit juices. Sweet teas and sodas contain fructose, which directly speeds up uric acid production. These are hidden killers. Point four, eat more uric acid lowering foods. One, onions are a secret weapon. They're rich in quercetin, which both lowers uric acid production and promotes excretion. Aim for half to one onion a day. Eating them raw gives you the best effect. Two, other helpful foods. Celery supports flushing, cherries fight inflammation and gout attacks. Low-fat dairy promotes excretion, and vitamin C-rich vegetables help lower uric acid levels. Point five, commit to lifestyle changes. One, plain water is your best uric acid medicine. Drink at least 2,000 milliliters of water throughout the day. Sip consistently. Don't chug all at once. This dilutes and flushes out uric acid. Two, moderate, steady exercise. Aim for at least 5 times a week, 30 minutes per session. Brisk walking or swimming are great options. Avoid high-intensity exercise that causes heavy sweating without proper hydration, as that can actually trigger a gout flare. Point six, a final crucial note. Managing high uric acid is like managing high blood pressure. It's a long-term commitment. Do not ignore it just because you're not in pain right now. Lifestyle changes are the foundation, but if your uric acid levels are already severely elevated, or if you've already developed gout or kidney problems, it is absolutely essential to work with your doctor and follow their guidance on medication. Never stop your medication on your own or try to rely solely on diet to replace proper medical treatment. I know changing habits that have been with you for decades is far from easy, but I want you to think about this. A joint without pain can take you to so many places you want to go. Healthy kidneys can save you from so much suffering down the road, and clear, open blood vessels are your greatest asset for enjoying your later years and being there for the people you love. For the sake of that freedom, that dignity, and that happiness in your future, every small change you make starting today matters more than you know. If you found this helpful, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a family member or friend who needs to hear this. A thoughtful reminder might just change someone's health journey. And remember, if you're dealing with any health concerns, please schedule a visit with your primary care doctor. I'm here to help you understand the science, not replace professional medical advice. This is for educational purposes only. Always consult your own doctor before making changes. I'll see you in the next video.